Okay, everybody, welcome to this episode. We are talking about Respect the Planet, Attracting New Guests from EcoBnB. I'm Simon, and I'm here with my colleague Silvia. Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. And yes, we will talk about new trends, how this pandemic affected the tourism industry. And what is very important for us is to know each other. So I will ask you, please, to tell via chat. You have a chat on the right side. I don't know on Facebook or other channels, but you should have a chat. Tell us your name, your accommodation or a business name. I don't know if you have a hotel or bed and breakfast, and where are you watching from. So that will give us a feedback, so we can have a more interactive stream. What it would be great if you have any questions since the beginning. So you came here with some question, and we are not answering this question through this webinar. Silvia will help me to introduce your question, and I will try to answer with all my with all my knowledge, what I know to your questions. So I'm very happy to do this. As you can understand, English is not my language, but it's quite challenging for me, but it's fine. I love challenge, and I hope you will enjoy this. Okay, so I would say we can start. What do you think, Silvia?
Yeah, I think we can start. If you have any question or a comment, you can write in chat, and I will stop Simon to share your comments.
Yeah, thanks. You can stop me, Silvia, whenever it's necessary. Okay.
Okay.
And another thing, we will have a guest. Okay, we have a special guest who is a director of a very interesting hotel in Lisbon, maybe in English. Okay, so it's in Portugal, and she did a lot of things in these hotels, and she will share, I hope, all her secrets about the success and the communication they are using. Because if we are respecting the planet and we are not telling anybody, nobody knows we are doing it. So communication is a big part of our work. Okay.
Yeah, she is Rita Marquez from Impact Lab Lisbon, and she will join us later.
Yeah, perfect. So Silvia, please try to catch the director, and when she comes, I will stop and will introduce her for a couple of minutes. And remember, please, if you are watching, please tell us where you are from, your name and your business, so we are in touch. I see. Okay, there are some comments. So is Kirsi Timonen from sorry for pronunciation. Okay, Metsakolo. Ranua. Kirsi, which country are you from? I think Ranua is a city or a province. Maybe I don't want to say, I don't know. So I'm not saying anything. Okay. Leonas, Hotel Greece Marina. Okay, so in Greece, Marina Valley. Let me know if it's correct. So welcome. Finland, great. Welcome, Kirsi. It's nice to meet you. It's very nice. Here we have. So I'm just reading all some comments, so we can interact better. And Fiona is from Spain. Okay, we have an interesting market in Spain. People are very interesting, very keen on what we are doing. So Hotel Mas Pellegri. Nice to meet you and welcome, Fiona. Good morning. I know in Portugal is 1 hour less than Central Europe, and so it's why we decided to put this meeting at this time. I see Rita is here, so I will. Rita, welcome. I just adding Rita to the stream. I see you have your mic muted. Wait a second. Maybe you can unmute your mic and I give you some more space here. Hi, Rita. How you doing?
Hello, good morning.
How is it going there?
Very good. And you?
Yeah, fine. I was talking about Portugal, that you have 1 hour less than an hour. So it's why we did this meeting at 10 in a central time. And yeah, so we are very, very interested to know what you have to say to us. I'm gonna present some slides, let's say in half an hour or so, less, 25 minutes presentation, okay? And then I would like to talk with you, and maybe you have a presentation. Do you have some slides, something?
Yes.
Okay. And we can talk, and then if I have a question, I will ask, and we want to know your secrets. I say maybe you can say something about your success in Lisbona and your communication, especially because what we saw and we are presenting Impact Lab to our host, that you did a lot on communication. From the menu, from all details are very well cured and very well done. So
perfect, thank you.
Welcome to this. Now if you have any question, you can stop me. As I said, we have guests from all over Europe, so people interested in what we are doing. EcoBnB is a small company compared to the big giant of the OTA sector. I give you some number just for starting this conversation. We have annually, so on the 2020, that has been a terrible year for tourism. We had around 2 million users who visited our websites, and they visited 8 million pages. It's a very small number, and I know we are not so huge, so big, and we are growing. Last year we grown 30%. So compared to some OTA that had 50% decrease, has been actually a safe year. Usually we are growing 70% per year over year. So these are just some number to give you the idea of how small or big compared to others we are. Okay. So I have a presentation here. I keep you here on the side for, and then we go maybe full presentation where we have more smaller fonts or stuff to see. Okay, what we are going to see today, we are talking about what's new. Something is, it's quite a commonplace for you if you already worked last year. So there aren't very, very super news things, but on the trends, that's the second part of we are talking. There are some things are happening, and I want to share with you, and maybe you can give me a feedback, and that could be interesting. And then we talk with Rita from Impact House Lisbon, and that will be, I think, the most interesting part. So please keep watching and keep in touch here. I remember you can also subscribe to our channel when we will do new webinars or stuff. You can be notified, and you can follow them. And then we will follow with question and answer. But as I say at the beginning, you can answer question during my speech, and I will stop, and we can interact. Okay. And there are some other people joining. Welcome, Az. Sorry, I can't. Zeynep Sezenal. Hello, I'm Az from Istanbul, and the managing owner of number 11 Hotel and Apartment. Welcome, Az. You are very welcome here. And it's explaining everything, the facility. So I'm very happy you are here. Okay, and then there is someone speaking sustainability. You are late, but you are still in time. Okay, let's start. what's changed? So what we saw last year already, because there is a precedent. So we had to face what happened in the world with this pandemic. And Italy is an example, but I think all Europe had quite the same behaviors in the tourism. And please, you can confirm or give me some feedback on this. Okay, so in Italy we had in total 55% decrease, okay, compared to the 2019. What happened in Italy, and is something that I think happened also in other countries. So these are the months, January, February. Okay, this is a study done by a federation of hotels in Italy. It's a big federation, and they have a study center, and they did this, and they compared, the presence of people during the year. This one, let's say the salmon color one, is 2019. Then in the middle we have 2020, and the little one is 2021. As you can see, 2021 until they stopped the research. So the research has been published on April. So it's they had only the 3 months of 2021. So as you can see, the pandemic didn't affect the first 2 months, but it did a lot in both year, in March and in April as well. And let's say in May it's getting better, because we are having a reservation through the portal. So I think you have the same. You are receiving a reservation for. In May we had only short-term reservation, so a weekend, so very short-term. And but we have interesting reservation similar to 2019 in June, July, and August. So it means that this year, compared to the previous one, will be very different, because we have done a lot on the pandemic. So there are vaccines, they are going on. Different countries are going differently with the speed of vaccination, but that will, it makes a more comfortable tourist to book. And so we will have, what I can say is that we will have a great summer season in the northern part of the globe. Okay, I don't know if someone is from Australia and there is different, but for sure this will be a positive impact on our sector, and this is very, very good. What we are going to see in the next one, this one is try to translate to you, because it has been done in English on this study. This part are very smaller destination, okay, and big destination. As you can see here, the big destination in Italy are our cities, our cultural heritage. So Rome, Milan, Florence, Venice, all these cities, big destination, had a very big impact last year. Okay, so they had a decrease of up to 50%. So it's been a terrible year for them. Instead, last year, 2020, small destinations, small places had an increase, because they balanced this difference. So they had up to 50% increase. So if you are in a city, and you will know what I'm talking about of this, and the same if you are in countryside, maybe you were full booked during August, because everybody wants to travel in August. And compared to this year, last year we had you see this yellow one on the right, this column. We had a very, very good month on August and half of July in Italy, because people discovered COVID was slowing down because of UV ray, because the sunny season, and so it was safer for them to get out. But the season has been half of a normal season, and this year we won't be like that. Okay, Silvia, if you read any question on something, please.
Fiona
Okay.
in chat from Hotel Mas Pellegri in Catalonia. She is telling that it's quite similar in Catalonia, but was worse because the tourism last year restart at the end of June.
Okay, end of June. Yes, in Italy actually restarted mid-July. Yeah, end of June, mid-July. So it's very, very similar. Yes, true. Thanks for this feedback. It's very important for us to have feedback also, from your other countries. So what travelers preferred last year? Yeah, we have to say mostly the travelers traveled inside their countries. So it was mainly a domestic, travels. And so this is something very, very specific for the last year. And this year, I think it will be a bit different because they are, trying to tackling these international travels through convention and through, a green pass or something that is stating you are vaccinated and so you can travel. So it will be, I think, much better this year. And we have on the platform on EcoBnB several bookings, several reservations who are international. Even though with EcoBnB we are trying to promote local tourism, because as you know, the flights industry is not still sustainable. When I say sustainable in this case, it's environmentally sustainable. And so last year, travelers preferred accommodation surrounded by, green and forest in the countryside. So if you are located in those sites, I don't know, Slovenian accommodation or glampings, I think they had a huge request during July and August. Maybe they were full booked for sure.
And in chat, Simon, Amber is asking if is it a concern with smaller destination being overrun with over tourism problem for
Amber, thanks a lot. This is a very, very important question. I will answer you very soon because this is real. You got the problem. Now we will see it in the next slide. And I will show you. Wait a second, I move this because I have here a slide. Okay, so let's go to see trends. And here I will answer your question. And you will tell me if I answer it properly or not, if I fully answer it. Okay, I'm moving here. Okay, what are the new trends for 2021? So some trends we got them through our platform analysis, and some trends are done by other reports. So one important report who is talking about trends and change to watch in 2021 is this one, the Future Hundreds, done by, it's a report by Wunderman Thompson Intelligence. And actually, what you can, I will give you, these slides after this. So we'll send you the slides to the registered one. And so you can click here and go to download this report. In a synthesis, they are stating two main trends for tourism in 2021, and they are very interesting. The first one is about member-based services. So it's about companies who are selling subscriptions to travelers, annual or monthly subscription, where these travelers are entering inside a club, kind of a club, and they can travel as long as they want, wherever they want inside this network. And the only limits, as you know, on this subscription is your time. So if you have a lot of time, maybe it's good to make a subscription like this. If you don't have time and you're subscribing, you are spending quite a lot. Subscription are starting from 600 US dollar, okay, because it was in US dollar per month, okay, so around $7,000 per year. So it's about luxury in this case, industry. But I think something it could be thought also in normal travel sector, so not luxury one. Could be interesting to follow this trend and see if it will consolidate and will extend to other side of the travel industry, or stays only on the luxury one, or it fails and next year we won't hear about it anymore. And the other one is multi-generational travel. So as you know, families has been cut each other because of these lockdowns. So they want to, meet together and make a travel, make a trip together, going in a hotel. And so what will happen, what they are expecting to happen, and I tell you, it's happening. It's already happening because we had already multi-generational travel. So family with father and mother, kids, and grandpa and grandma, all together booking 2 rooms or apartments for letting them, catching each other again as before. So this is another interesting trend, and I think you will also see this through your bookings, through your reservations. So as I say, close is beautiful. So travelers are rediscovering nearby. This is an interesting offers from an Italian albergo diffuso. I don't know if you know the idea. The concept is to restoring all the ancient villages and instead of leaving and making them collapsing, restoring them and using them as a hotel, but instead of being vertical, is horizontal, and you can book rooms inside this village. And this guy, who is called Giovanni, is a very friend of mine, because we actually found that EcoBnB is very good to promote their accommodation, and they are very good in sustainability and things. So they did a lot on this. And this one you see on the screen is the number 1 apartment. They have 22 apartments on the Alps, Western Alps of Italy. So Western Alps in Italy are not very well positioned as marketing. So are, let's say, has been considered second-class Alps in Italy, because Dolomites and everything happened in Südtirol and Trentino. And so they did this project. The location is at 2,000 meters, so it's very high on elevation, on the sea level. And this one, the number 1, is already full booked for all the season, because it's what travelers are searching, a space, with a single apartment where you can have your garden, place where you can eat outside, enjoy, the outside places you have been closed for months during the winter. So this is something that is very important. And I told him, and I'm sharing with you this concept, and let me know what you think, that this number 1 apartment, it could be a subject to create a storytelling for them. Now it's very cold, so nobody's here. It's just, I'm presenting to you this place, but this place could have, people with boots and making this living through the people who are enjoying this space and having, a storytelling through their social media. And this could be the subject, the number 1. And it's something that I saw in other, tree houses or specific, unique offers. and they are doing very well making this special offer, talking about what people are enjoying and making pictures and using Instagram, and especially Instagram, to position this in the market. And they have huge number. For example, the an Italian very unique offer has around 70,000 followers on Instagram, and they are just taking picture of this subject of this, like, for example, like this apartment, taking from different angle with different people with different weather and sunrise, sun set, and everything, and he did so well. So I'm suggesting you, if you have a very specific and unique offer, a unique listing, you can try to work on this. Okay, people are really enjoying freedom, and e-bikes and bikes are what people are searching a lot, because it equalize a family, equalize a group of people. This is really something that is good, because if you are with your family, and I don't know, the father is very trained, the mother not, the kids are really not, and with e-bikes, so with the electric engine, everybody can go at the same speed, because you can use more engine, you can use more energy, and it makes the travel very, very, very nice. Yeah, yesterday I did a ride with EcoBnB staff. So we met here on the mountains. I'm living in the mountains, and they came here, and I'm burned actually, because I forgot to put creams, and it has been so great. And because everybody of us, also if someone is just a nerd, stay on the screen, in front of the screen, scripting and doing only this all days, he was able to stay together with us, and going outside exploring mountains has been a very great experience. Here there is a problem. There are no more e-bikes sufficient in the world, especially in Europe. So if you are trying to book an e-bike, it's very difficult to find. If you want, I don't know, 10 e-bikes to rent, that's a very good proposal to give to your customer. It's very, very difficult to find an e-bike today. There is twice the request compared to the production of e-bikes. So this is very, very, very big issue. Okay, remote villages and destination, we say that, and here we are answering. I'm trying to answer it to if I'm not wrong, Amber question or Fiona. Sorry, I can't watch two screens.
Amber.
Okay, Amber. So the gated tourism is an interesting trend happening. So it means destination like parks, like very delicate, very fragile places are gating this placing, asking for registration to access, and asking a fee to access these places. Because if you have one person in a space like this is one thing. If you have 400 people, these are bad quality, but you can this is good also for privacy. But you can imagine you are in this forest. This is Italy last year, okay, in the Alps. So instead of being you in the forest making a trail, enjoying the nature, you are surrounded by human beings, and your experience is, look at this. You have to wait. Look at the this is not due to pandemic, but it's due to wrong legislation. This is Mount Everest. It's the highest mountain in the world. Here you can access only after you spend 100,000 euro for equipment and fee that you have to pay to China's government to access this area. And these guys who spend each of them 100,000 euro are here in line as going to the supermarket during the pandemic, and the experience is totally ruined. And maybe you don't know, but the top of the Everest mountain is 20 square meters. So it's 215 square feet. So it's a very small carpet where you can touch, the summit. And all these people are waiting, and they have half an hour time for doing it, because the oxygen, you can reach it only by oxygen, usually if you're not a professional. And you are risking your life, and you spend all that money, and you are doing a terrible experience. What do you think the feedback on the destination they are giving to the government, Chinese government? And it's terrible. You go to a lake, visit the lake, you can't find parking because nobody thought about accessibility, mobility, light mobility, sustainable mobility. Nobody thought about that. And you get jammed in your car, and you have to go back because you can't find a place. This is a concept I like to share during this webinar. That is like you are doing an overbooking, but a very bad one. So over-tourism is very similar to overbooking, but the worst case of overbooking. So the worst case of overbooking is you got your room, okay? You enter your room, and you're very relaxed with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or wife. And then suddenly someone is entering inside your room because they have the same room. And so you have to share the same room for that night with someone else that you don't know. So it's not something very pleasant to have. And this is the same. These people thought to go, in the nature and enjoying the nature. And look at that. There are hundreds of people packed in these places, in this place. And the destination is getting a very worst, very bad feedback, very bad reviews where they can give. And the problem is that common places, public places, usually are not very well, managed. Government are not seriously taking care. And it's about us, because we are giving them the votes, and we are voting them. And so that means that the local culture, so for example, Italian culture can't understand anything about this kind of thing. So this one, reservation. Yeah.
There are interesting messages in chat. Fiona is telling that, for example, near Barcelona, in the place where her accommodation is, there are so many routes to do, but people from cities want to copy all the same routes. Yeah. But there are so many special routes, but they only feel safe or special on the famous route.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happening quite everywhere, right? Yes.
Yes. They offer emergency backup when people go out on the bike or hiking, so they know they can call them if they get lost.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the feedback.
The question is how to get people wanting to do routes no one else is doing. For me, it's the special route, not the famous route.
I think the reason they are choosing the common one, the most famous one, is because they don't know the other one. So it's missing communication. It's missing, investment in telling people other routes are existing. So you are going, to the same places, same hikings, because those are very well known, and you have proper signs everywhere. You don't need to be a local for doing those. Maybe for doing other less known places, hikings, you need to be quite local, or to need to have a guide following you. Maybe it's for that reason. So what Italian culture is not doing at all is thinking about preserving places, making them accessible only by a small number of people. This is an example. The Komodo Island, where this dragon of Komodo is living, is the only place where this animal is living. And so for accessing those islands, they let only few people per day accessing that. You have to reserve. Same for Antelope Canyon in US. So other cultures are already doing it. So United States, Australia, I skipped because of the time, but Thailand the same. They closed PP Island after the very famous movie that promotes this. I don't know. This is like one of the most beautiful place in the world, and this place was like that. And so Thailand government closed this place for 5 years, from 2016, if I'm not wrong, to 2021, because this place was destroyed. All these guys with the boats, look at this, 4 engines on each boat, and other boats waiting for just landing here. It's nightmare. Nobody would like to be here in this condition. So they closed this place for human being to be there for 5 years, 5 entire years. And all these other places are accessible only by booking. And we try to book this just to try an example. So you have the dates and you have the price. This is a fee for 2 adults and 2 kids, $76. That's fair, because you are paying, for enjoying the place with this, with the contact with the nature. With few people is very different if you can do it, instead of being surrounded by people talking, noise and everything. And also the place is not it becomes destroyed by too many people visiting it. Too many people. Okay, so sustainable tourism is a trending. So if you are here and you're following this webinar, you are on the trending spot of the market. So I'm happy for that. This is a report from Booking.com saying that 73% of travelers would like to stay in an eco-friendly hotel. Okay, this is pre-pandemic, but it was 62% in 2016. So now is even bigger. I'm sure it's even bigger. Okay, we skip this. Another trend is workation. So people who changed their works habit, so they are allowed by their company to work remotely. They can make vacation and work together. So this is happening also on our platform. People who are booking for 2 weeks and they go there, they work half day working and half day enjoying, the surroundings and the place. And this is something that is happening because many people are allowed to work remotely. So this is something interesting to keep an eye on. The hospitality retold, so your rooms are not anymore just rooms where people are sleeping, if you were in that case, but they become a place where people, I don't know, maybe the gym is closed, so the rooms could become a place where you can have exercises. Or in these other hotels, the rooms are being redesigned to make to give you a fully cinema experience, theater experience, with good surround sounds and big screen. And rooming services are something that you will have seen also in 2020. So people are asking for breakfast in a room and maybe not only breakfast but also dinner or lunch, because they prefer to stay separated. They prefer, maybe during the summer something is a bit changing, I hope so. And obviously, external spaces for people who has external spaces has been redesigned and given a very added value for this period. And so this is something that if you have, please take pictures and communicate you have these spaces because they are very precious. Okay, now I think I will share you all this slide, and I would love to have this to introduce you Rita, who is joining this this webinar from Portugal, from Lisbon. And Rita, thanks for for your efforts and what you are doing and for being here today. And I hope my short presentation wasn't that boring, and maybe you find something interesting. Did you?
Definitely. It's always great to hear what are the trends for the future, because things are changing as everybody is noticing with the pandemic, and so it's always interesting to be aware of what's happening next.
Yeah. You say you have a presentation. If you want to share your screen,
Sure.
you just need share and then add your screen, and so we can have also your slide on the screen.
So I'll just briefly introduce and no one knows Impact House, I'm imagining.
Yeah, we know.
But I found EcoBnB a few years ago when we first started Impact House, and I found it, okay, this is something that makes sense, because no other channel would share our values the way EcoBnB does, and I found it really interesting. And since then, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe, I've seen a huge growth in the number of properties that are there, and I think that also represents a trend that I would like to see more and more. So just to give a brief introduction to who we are and how we started. So it's my name is Rita. I'm one of the founders together with Diogo. And we started 6 years ago with a responsible travel agency called Impact Trip. So we create responsible travel experiences that allow travelers to travel in a way that creates positive impact. So it's not just reducing the negative impact of your trip, but actively contribute to create some social and or environmental impact on your trip. So it can be a short-term experience, like half a day, 2 hours, 1 week. It can also be a volunteer program from 1 week to 12 weeks, so from 1 week to 3 months, where you dedicate part of your trip volunteering in a local nonprofit, and you actually understand very deeply the culture and live among locals and really get a good sense of the place you're visiting. So, and it all started with a trip I did in Southeast Asia that I volunteered and I work alongside with locals, and I really loved my experience. And when I came back to Portugal, my country, there was nothing like this. So there's no possibility for someone international that didn't live in Portugal to come volunteer and have the same awesome experience I had before myself. So I met Diogo, and we started designing what started to be Impact Trip, and we received volunteers, international volunteers since then, that dedicate their time to programs like marine conservation, where they learn how to dive and collect trash out of the ocean, or fighting food waste. They recover food that would be wasted and give it to families, or thermal fashion, where they work with elderly to upcycle clothes. So there's a lot of different programs on the environmental side, so forest conservation, wolf conservation, marine conservation, and also on the social side, like fighting food waste, youth support, special needs support. So as we were getting more and more volunteers through the volunteer programs, we take care of the logistics of the program. So we find them an accommodation, the meals, the insurance, and all that. As we were getting more and more volunteers, and that's great because the nonprofits were asking us more and more support. We needed a place of our own to house these volunteers, and we were partnering with a nonprofit also to host the volunteers. So we decided to have our own accommodation, and we didn't want just a accommodation, just an apartment to host these volunteers. We wanted something that would reflect our sustainability values. And that's how Impact House was created, to host these international volunteers, and that kind of create their like a little community of like-minded people that are more are eager to learn not only about just their program but also about sustainability in general. So we created Impact Trip as just a hostel to house these volunteers, and then we opened to the public as well in Lisbon, because there are very, very few options, that actually no options in the hostel category that would focus on sustainability concepts. So the only claims of sustainability that were in hotels or hostels were solar panels and recycling, and that was just not enough for us. So I'll show a video how we started, just a small apartment.
Could you because I think you didn't share the screen.
No, not yet. I'll share.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
I'll share now, which is...
Are you a no-profit? Okay. Impact House is a no-profit?
We are a social business. So we are a B Corp certified social business.
You're B Corp. We want to be
a B Corp.
Yeah, we try to join this year.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice community of companies that really want to make a difference. So it's a step by step difference, but it's really great community. So you're
no, please.
You
share it. Yeah.
Okay.
The screen is here, but I have a question.
Tell me.
You are also, as a social business. Anyway, you need to keep up with, the financial stuff. How are you going with the sustainability of, the financial sustainability?
Let me tell you how we started and where are we now, because it's been 3 years, but a long way, and I will tell you about the finances and how we adapted to the crisis after this. Okay?
Yeah, great.
So this is how we started, and this is the let's say Impact House 1.0.
Yeah, I think the audio is not.
No.
No, but I think it's because you can't share the audio on the. I'm not sure 100% you can share the audio. Yeah, you can talk maybe on that, or there is a voice. There is a voice narrating something. There is a music.
No, there's a music, but I think. Well, let me. Okay, let me try again. Share audio. Okay. Now I know how to do this. Share audio.
Good job. Okay, I saw it. Add to stream. Yes, let's try.
Okay. Perfect. So let's try again. Can you hear it now?
Nope. Yeah.
You cannot hear the sound?
No. But let's maybe talk on these images. Let's talk on these images.
Perfect.
What space are?
Sure. This is our first Impact House. So as you can see, it's everything from the furniture to the beds were secondhand. So the wood you see, it's made out of wasted woods compacted all together. The building was renovated, was in a very bad shape, and we renovated it. The beds were bought to a nonprofit as well. So everything was designed to integrate the concepts of sustainability. So it was a very simple, minimalistic design. And this would be the living room with the space for impactful events. Even the tables you can see are pallets dismounted and put all together again to create new furniture. We had our impact moms in the kitchen. So there were people that with employability issues that we hired. We had free yoga weekly for our guests, and we had always a vegetarian option. This is our lovely terrace in the middle of Lisbon, where we had this vertical garden that would be the closer of our waste-free food cycle. So we would compost. We had our own composting in the cycle, as you can see, that where the organic waste would go to our composting, that would be fertilizer to our vertical garden, that would be eatable, that will give us eatable plants. This is our carbon neutral certificate, and this is our exhibition wall where we had exhibitions from the nonprofits. This is our social shop with products from zero waste and nonprofits as well. So this is a very compact video of our sustainability project. So this is Impact House in the beginning. So even I think without sound, you could listen to it. So
it was beautiful. It was beautiful to
so
see.
Yeah, this is the concept that we wanted to create a lot based on the environmental side of it. So we had, of course, solar panels, tap water reducers, all this basic stuff. But the main part is was that we made it like a sustainability journey. So in the beginning, we even had to explain like why we had only one bin or different bins only in one place of the house. We didn't have any bins in the rooms, so to concentrate the recycling in one place, so people had to go there to recycle and not put everything together in the room. Discount small things. And in the end, people leave a lot behind, like shampoos, like half-used shampoos, and it's perfectly good shampoo that was not touched. So we made a partnership with a local nonprofit that supported disabled people that were living there, and they need shampoo every day. So
wow.
It was and it's not wow. It's just like a normal thing to think, and it was next door. So was once a week or once a month, depending on the season. We would just go there with the box and like take it. And these are very, very simple ideas that were more are not breaking disruptive, and I think it's just a kind of a mindset that we had and people can have. Is not very difficult. Of course, we had a lot of also raising awareness kind of little initiatives, like we had a manual washing machine that people could use for free to wash their clothes. So it was like they had to give it manually. And
stay there for 2 hours.
No, it was like half an hour, 15 minutes, I think. It was small, so you cannot, have a whole load of it. So it was more awareness.
And it's working properly. It's working properly.
Yes.
Silvia, we should buy one. So
maybe not the gym clothes, but normal daily clothes is fine. But it was
and about your communication, you are very good in communicating inside and outside what you are doing. Is it? Do you have a person specific who is in charge of this, or it's you? What are your investment? Let's say in this or efforts, in the communication for your Impact House.
We don't invest anything in communication, but
invest yourself. Because you are talking about it and
and I think we don't have anyone dedicated to communication. We don't have anyone dedicated to sustainability, because we believe that this is everyone's job. So from the person that is in the kitchen to the person that is in reception to me, everyone is thinking about sustainability. So
yeah, and you have maybe a training at the beginning when they join you.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
Okay, so you do
we have an onboarding, a very complete onboarding about our sustainability practices and our values and what we value and what we don't value. So
how long is the onboarding? How does it last?
It's a whole day in the first day, and then it's throughout the week and throughout the the daily tasks.
This is I'm just ask because this is very interesting because not all the hotels or people are if you are in the environmental side are maybe training properly their staff. They are just needing stuff, getting stuff from who is serving you stuff, and then they are not speaking your voice, they are not sharing your thoughts.
Exactly.
And that's that could be an issue in this sector because people are very caring about who are you giving your small or big money.
But that makes a big difference in the scores themselves. So in terms of competitive advantage or business results, that's why we have the biggest score we have is on the team. So team politeness, or I don't know how it is on the score,
beautiful.
But we always have a 10 on other platforms, and even on the comments people say I love the food, but the best was the service, the team, the way they welcomed me. So it's an investment that makes sense business wise as well, not only in terms of sustainability. So that's how we started, and 2 years after, because we wanted to, it was a small house in a building in the middle of Lisbon, and we wanted to create more projects, and we didn't have the physical space to do it. So in beginning of 2020, we moved to a bigger space in Belém, still in Lisbon. That was a great timing because we opened in February and we closed again in March.
Great.
Yeah, so it was a great timing. But I want to share with you as well. Let me see actually our impact report that we just launched a week ago. That we launched to a bigger house, 3 times bigger and we are not only a hostel anymore. So Impact House is a space open to the community in Lisbon, and still the concept is its core is sustainability and circular economy and our relationships with nonprofits. But we more than a hostel community to sustainability, we also have a restaurant, homemade food restaurants that people and guests really love. We are fortunate to have a garden with a pool as well that guests really love. And we designed a positive mind and body activities club where the activities are made and developed by nonprofits. So from massage done by a non-profit that supports blind people, to osteopathy by another non-profit, to I don't know how to say this in English, judo, or like kind of a karate, martial arts by another non-profit, inclusive dancing. So a lot of different non-profit activities offered to the community, and are also a social business to our non-profit partners. We reinforced our impactful events and gatherings at the house. So we have a bigger space. We can have bigger events outside in the garden, but also inside. So we do a lot of different events with nonprofits, and we offer the space for free to different events as well. So meetings and fundraisings and these different kinds of events. And because 2020 was such a crazy year and such a it was a good year to try new things, and we developed summer camps for kids in the house, and it was really a great experience because kids more than anyone are eager to learn and eager to participate. So we taught them everything about sustainability from a kid's perspective, and composting, how they could, express their solidarity and respect and equality values through different ways, and was very, very interesting. And everything in the house is designed to support our nonprofit partners. So of course we still have the environmental side of it. So we have our compost, we have the tap reducers, we have everything we had in the other house. But the concept is more about supporting everything, what our nonprofits do best. So the social shop has their products, the dishes we serve at the meals we serve at the restaurant have ingredients produced by those nonprofits as well. The cafe, the same. The activities are done by the nonprofits. We employ interns, disabled interns. Our gardeners are people with disabilities. We have so this is everything we do in the different parts of the hostel, of the restaurant, of the event space are done to highlight what our nonprofits do best and to support what they need in their to accomplish their mission. So we still have the closed food cycle. So we have our composting that goes to our garden. Now we have a bigger garden, not vertical one, just a normal one. That comes again to the plates. So vegetarian options are available every day.
I have a question. Yeah, I saw one of your menu, and we have really still 2 minutes because we say it was 1 hour. I know for our culture 1 hour is crazy, but I don't know. I had I don't spend these minutes saying nothing. The question is the menu. I saw one of your menu, and you had a vegetarian logo because you are doing a vegetarian and vegan one, but actually on the menu all the plates were vegan. Is because there is a reason, right? You didn't in this menu that there wasn't any vegetarian one. They were all vegan. I explained myself that vegan is more inclusive, and vegetarian people are enjoying to eat vegan because it's better. It's even better, and so you don't have spend the time for making a dish and then you are excluding vegan because you are making a vegetarian one. So you make a vegan so it can include everybody, also carnivores. So this was my answer. Is it correct? Am I telling people correctly?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
Maybe that was the logic that the impact moms thought.
Okay.
But I really don't know. We always have meat or fish option and a vegetarian option or vegan option.
Yeah.
And on Friday we have Veggie Friday, that we only have vegetarian and vegan options to introduce people to this diet. So in Portugal specifically, there are not many vegetarian people yet, so people are always a bit reluctant to try vegetarian options. So the Veggie Friday is a good way for them to try. So that's
so interesting. So interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rita. I want to ask people who are still following, I think many are still there, if you have any question, we can answer one question from you guys. And at the same time, I want to thank you all for following this webinar for My Culture. I'm Italian. Okay, Fiona? Okay, Impact Us is great. If anyone wants to discuss more, you can email me. Always happy to chat and discuss. Thank you, Fiona, for joining. Really, thank you very much. And yes, Italians, when they are doing webinar, at least 2 hours. And then we go for 3 because, you are questioning and stuff and you're talking, and 1 hour is crazily short, and it feels me to not have touched everything and to to cut you, Rita, out of this beautiful presentation.
I would like to ask to Rita what good practices or also special offers do you think are more successful in this period? Do you see have been more successful in this last period?
I think, of course, wellness activities are in high demand now, because people were locked down a long time, are deprived of socializing, and are mentally we're not at 100%. So we can physically be okay if we were lucky enough not to get COVID, but mentally people are needing a break, needing peaceful moments. So yoga, meditation, mindfulness are activities that people are looking more and more to have, and if accommodations that where people go to rest can provide that, I think it's a good option.
We have a question from Prerna, who is our country ambassador in India. Ciao Prerna, I'm very happy you are following this. And she's asking if Impact House is a profitable organization, so making profits following hardcore sustainable practices is a challenge.
Impact House is a profitable organization, yes. Well, before 2020, at least. 2020 was a terrible disaster, of course. I'm very surprised if any organization in the tourism is having a profit. But I don't consider that we are following hardcore sustainable practices. I think we can do much better. I think we are still have a lot of things we want to do better and more. And I think sustainability is a journey, and we never say we are sustainable. We say we are sustainability driven, or we want to be. Our core is sustainability. So I think we are doing the basics really well, and we are doing some uncommon sustainability practices, and I think we are good at passing this message to our guests and to whoever is following us. But I think we can do so much better in some other areas. So we just committed to be net zero carbon neutral by 2030, and we are far from being achieving that. So we are working hard to get closer to that metric. But just to say that we are not perfect yet, and well, I think we'll never be. But I think sustainability practices are not the opposite of following profits, and I think we can, both things can improve each other. And I really believe that we make more profit because we are different, because of our sustainability.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Amber is asking something, and is telling, what about rules? We have rules in Italy. We have to put pins in each room, etc. I would prefer central. I think yes, I would prefer two. In Italy, we visited several hotels and bed and breakfast, and they have different way to put these differentiate, bins in the rooms. I saw was.
It's hard because of the rules. Some to implement some practice. We also have, for example, we cannot have soaps on the bathroom, so we have to have like something with plastic. So it's
wow, that's crazy. In Italy, we are very fortunate on that. We can use a dispenser that you can refill. So
that's what I mean. But you cannot have just a soap that doesn't have any packaging. You have to have something that you can refill, but still it's something else that that comes in plastic in a package.
Oh, so, right. Yeah, but if the package is 5 liters tank, that's fine. You can't have a bigger one because it's already 5 kilos. I don't know. It depends how. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are improving. We are trying to in Italy to communicate to our host. We have partners. We partnered with soap company who is making organic, and they have a line with only Italian organic ingredients, and so we are trying, to put together to host and these producer. That's something that can help to speed up these introductions of some innovation, small innovation. And this is an example we saw in a hotel. So it's a small bin, like a normal one, but it has these 3 compartments. So you can recycle in the same space of a normal bin. I don't know, it's not something special, but if the law is telling you to do that, maybe it's something that can save you, space and doing it and recycle as well, because sometimes people are not recycling because there is no space in the room, and instead of 1 bin you have to put 3 bins, and that could be challenging. Prerna is telling, agree with you, Rita. We are sustainability driven. Profit and sustainability has to complement each other. Yes. And Amber, what would be our core sustainability? How do you encourage guests to take away your ideas? This is what would be our core sustainability. It means you are very strict with impact you have on the environment. I don't know. What do you think, Rita? I think the audio went out.
Sorry.
Somewhere.
I think sustainability is a world of dimensions, and we have different areas like the food cycle, energy. You can be full vegan to decrease your food footprint, or you can be, for example, we have 100% of our energy is from renewable sources. That avoids a lot of different high a lot of emissions. So we could impose that all our linen comes from organic cotton and all that, so we would have to change everything. So we would have to could impose that everything we buy would be secondhand. We don't do that yet. So we can impose that we would restructure our bathrooms to be very water efficient. We have not done it yet. So it's a lot of different, there are a lot of different areas where we could be more hardcore. That of course would require investment, and you have to also, I think, balance it out with the time. So with the demands of the client. So if it's too much for the client, you would scare them away instead of incentivize them to take your idea. So the reason we are not vegetarian every day is because a lot of our guests don't like it yet, or are not vegetarian, and are asking us for other options as well. So we don't want to impose that. We want to suggest it, and that's why we only have the Veggie Friday on Fridays and not every day.
Yeah, that's interesting. And how do you encourage? I think you answered how to encourage guests to buy your ideas. It's about not pushing too much. Yeah, maybe
and I think
giving
there's
options.
different degrees of awareness, of sustainability awareness. Some of our clients are not even used to do recycling, like normal recycling. So we have to, we have on our big bins, we have this yellow plastic, like on the plastic, for example, yellow sign with drawings of what to put there and what not to put. Like, very informative. The plastic, the glass, the paper, the mix and the organic, and the batteries, and people are a bit like, whoa, like so many things, and it's just like normal. It's not like 22 different bins. So and we have to explain it to them. So we have people from all over the world, and some people come from countries where they don't recycle as much, so they are very surprised, and we have to, this is the basics of sustainability, so we have to explain that. And if the client leaves the impact house with the idea that recycling is very simple and important, and I can do it. That's already a good takeaway.
Yeah, you are educating. That's I think it's a mission we have at this time in the world. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so thank you, Rita, for having joined us. Thank you, Silvia, for moderating and passing question to us. And so thank you, everybody. If you have any question, okay, you can write us to info@ecobnb.com. So if you have any further question, we can answer you there. Okay, thanks for joining us. Remember to subscribe for following next webinar or events we will do online. And see you soon and keep in touch. Ciao.